I'm just going to quickly shout out the sponsors. With a discount code BJJ Asia, Fight Aesthetic is giving away a 10% discount. So if you enter BJJ Asia into fightaesthetic.asia, you'll get like a 10% discount on all their products except from the Legacy Gi. All right. So yeah, today's guest is Raphael Moa. He just moved to Bangkok beginning of July, and he's the head coach at Carpe Diem Bangkok, which is located in Silom/Sathorn area, and he's sponsored under Kisetsu Kimonos. All right, so let's get started. How did you end up starting jiu-jitsu?
I started jiu-jitsu around 2013 when I finished university. So I actually did volleyball for 10 years. I went to uni to actually study how to teach volleyball.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So, but I went back to my hometown, and pretty challenging to develop volleyball there. So at that time, my brother was already doing jiu-jitsu. He was like, you know what, since you've got nothing to do, why don't you join me in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
So joined my first class and haven't looked back since then.
Wow. Okay. So where's your hometown?
Kuching, Sarawak.
Oh, okay.
So it's on the side of Borneo.
And how long were you there before you start? Like, I see that you've been moving around a little bit. So where else have you trained in Malaysia?
Majority I've been based in Kuching.
Okay.
So I've trained, my first gym that I trained in was Studio 23. So under Albert, who's under Professor Adam.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So I think that was the only gym in the area at that time. Yeah. So basically from white to purple, I was mainly based in
that area.
In that
Kuching.
area, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. I've seen some photos of you like traveling around a little bit, going to different gyms and stuff like that.
Yep. Basically, it's just like, let's say 8 to 10 years ago, we would normally travel for competition and then we train at other gyms. So basically that's it. Yeah. Because back then there wasn't YouTube where you can, I'm going to Google this technique. I'm going to find this stuff. Every technique that you wanted to access was expensive.
Yeah.
And it came in a DVD.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still kind of like that would be BJJ fanatics.
Yeah. But now they can actually charge you for it without you knowing it.
Yeah. From purple belt and up, basically, you started traveling or you started moving around.
So after purple belt, I started doing a bit more referee work. So it was then that I had my own gym, but I flew out of Malaysia more just for referee and getting to know the scene more with Professor Edison.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen you in LA for the World Championships, I think.
Yeah, that was 2019. Yeah.
Before everything went.
Yeah. So the funny thing was like after 2019, everything was picking up. Like, and it was like, oh, you know what? The momentum for jiu-jitsu for me was growing.
Yeah. Then
I had tickets and events lined up already. I'm gonna go in 2020. Then COVID, bam.
Yeah.
Just threw a monkey wrench in everything.
Like during that lockdown period, were you just stuck at home basically?
Yeah. So during lockdown, because I still wanted to train, I actually moved the mats from my gym back home to train with my brother. So that was the first quarter. The second quarter, like when they relaxed the rules a bit, we were like, you know what? Since my gym is second floor, I moved the mats back. We went to the gym, we locked the doors, closed the windows, no music, and we just trained there for 2 years.
Yeah,
until everything started to die down.
Yeah, it's challenging for everyone. We basically did the same thing as well. We put mats down at a friend's place, and I was stuck in Myanmar at the time. So, so how did you get connected with Edison and ASJJF then?
When I left Studio 23, I was a blue belt. I went to teach at a judo place, and it was through, I think one of the other guys brought Professor Edison down for a seminar. So the head of the judo place at that time wanted to try to get jiu-jitsu skills in to improve their judo.
Yeah.
So it was then that he was looking for an affiliation, and I think he clicked with Professor Edison. And at that time, I was teaching at that dojo. So I was like, I don't have an affiliation, so I'll just join Professor Edison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's how we connected. And after that, because I saw my goal of jiu-jitsu was, it wasn't to become a world champion.
Yeah.
You know? I like teaching, and I like the other aspects of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
like,
you actually like studied at university to become a coach, right?
Yeah.
It's just different sport.
Yeah. So it's like, what better way to get better at jiu-jitsu and understand jiu-jitsu than being a referee? Like, if you know the rules, you can push them and you can make them into your advantage when you compete, when you spar. You know, understanding jiu-jitsu is not just, I know a set of techniques, I know how to do it, but you have to know like how far you can push this in a real life event. Like if you go to compete, your students go compete as a white belt. Okay, there are things you cannot do, but there are things in a gray area where if a referee doesn't know what he's doing, you can exploit it.
Yeah.
Is it wrong? Not really, because I didn't break any rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically strategies for like competition day for BJJ, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So what's the process like in terms of like becoming like a certified referee for ASJJF?
So for ASJJF, how they do it is you actually apply to become a referee, and they'll give, I think it's one or 2 days before the event, they'll have a referee course where actually basically anyone can attend.
Yeah.
You get a certificate, and after that, if you want to try and be a referee for the event, they will have an extra session where they teach you. So apart from rules, you need to know like the hand signals and etiquette of being a referee, like how to control the mats, how to control athletes and stuff like that. So that's the second portion of it. And once that's completed, you basically become an understudy.
Yeah.
So there will be 2 main referees on the table, and you are the understudy.
Yeah, and you'll be there on the mats when the students are when the athletes are competing, basically.
Yeah, so you get your chance to be the main referee, but it's also that the 2 referees outside will be looking at you and checking at everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you pass, then you can kind of be take lead in more matches, in more competitions. Yeah.
So what was the first competition that you actually refed at?
The first competition I refed at was Vietnam. So it was 2019 when ASJJF.
Okay, I was there too.
Yeah. I saw you.
I did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my first referee experience. And that was scary because that was Vietnam's first biggest event.
Yeah.
And like, I was on the edge, like the corner mat, looking up. There was the live TV camera just shining down. I was like, this is scary.
That was like in a government building as well. It was really interesting because they have like the old school associations with different like martial arts and stuff like that. And I remember there was like I don't know if it's like a Hapkido guy or something like that. He went like, he took one of the gold medals from the competition and he stood on the podium like, I beat everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it was so strange.
There was a group of like, I think Wushu, Hapkido, like it was like a lot of random people there that weren't for jiu-jitsu, but they were just there.
Yeah, it was so odd. Yeah. So how was that first overall experience? Did you enjoy it? Or did you just find it really stressful?
I liked it, but I guess towards the end, it was stressful because when your concentration starts to go, then you're looking at around and it's like, oh man, this is not as easy as it looks.
No,
like,
it's not. No.
In competition, like I mean, we've competed before. You would always diss the referee for, why can't you do a better job?
Yeah.
Why didn't you see that? But once you start doing it yourself,
you understand.
It's like, oh yeah, maybe I should have been that kind of an ass to other referees in the past, right? Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why. Like I organized the it was the AJP event, the first one in Bangkok, and I did the referee course. And when I got asked if I actually wanted to ref, I was like, God no. Like I was just like some of the coaches, especially like when you see the Brazilians around here, when they scream at the refs, it's like
they're emotional.
Yeah, they're extremely emotional, you know?
Yep.
And I got screamed at by a couple of, like I was organizing a Siam Cup and I got screamed at by a couple of the coaches. I wasn't even reffing, you know?
Yep.
And then I still got shouted. I was like, no, that's not.
Yeah. I mean, the toughest ones are kids.
Yeah.
Like adults, it's fine because when adults go in, like their corner is basically their teammate or, you know, their coach, like their adults. Kids, it's like the parents. Half the time it's the parents going in.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, and the problem is that sometimes the parents, they don't understand what's going on. They just know that my kid lost.
Yeah.
But they just want to like vent because my kid lost and they just go all out at you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You got a couple of the like it really depends on the coaches as well, but like some of the kids coaches that you see, some of them actually like sometimes you'll hear them coaching, giving advice and stuff like that, but then some of them literally just scream, and they'll scream at the kid and they'll scream at the ref, and it's just like it's a kids match. You know what I mean?
The worst one is the coach is screaming at the other kid.
That's true. Yeah,
that's the worst one.
Yeah.
Like you could see, like, I understand if you're coaching your kid, you know, take the mount for you're screaming at the kid is like, why?
Yeah.
The other kid is just gonna be
I never thought of that.
It's like, you know, it's like that psychological thing that adults do it as well. Like some coaches, they pretend to coach the other guy to confuse him in certain situations. Yeah. So adults, I understand. Kids is just
what are you doing?
Yeah, like they don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like a parent try to coach the other kid. It's like, I'm like, because I'm watching what's happening. Yeah. So I'm like, why is this corner telling the other guy to do exactly what the other guy has to do? So I'm like, oh, wait, he's trying to cycle the other kid to do something wrong. I'm like, that's smart. Yeah. But it's not going to work.
No.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to actually speak to the outside corners and tell them to stop doing that, or?
No, as long as they're not interfering with the fight, then it's fine. It's like the worst ones is like when you see parents or coaches get emotional. Like they literally stand up and start like pointing at the referee, like cursing at them. And we're like, at first we'll be like, you know what? Please sit down. Or like now ASJJF, I think ASJJF has a rule where we can actually ask the coach to leave. Yeah. Because it just distracts the referee too much. Yeah. And it disrupts the whole like competition day as well. Yeah. Yeah. Like that's why like kids, it's annoying because like when a kid gets armbarred, but the moment the arm gets extended, you're supposed to stop the match immediately. Yeah. But some parents don't understand that. They'll be like, oh, they can still escape. Oh, they can. Their elbow is up. They can still start turning. Okay. And we were like, yeah, I get where you're coming from, but would you want to risk his hand? Yeah. You know, it's like it's that balance that I think as an adult, as a parent, you should understand that they're not becoming world champions. Yeah. This is just a sport to them, and we are here to teach them these lessons. That if something is wrong, just get up and try again. You know. Yeah, it's a little bit weird when you see parents getting overtly like emotional. Yeah. Yeah. Have you had events like what? I'm sure you've seen a lot of weird things that parents have done in competition. I don't want to name names, but it's like, So you're coaching, you're under Edison, then you get your brown belt in Japan, is it? I got my brown belt in China. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So it was in Qingdao. Okay. Yeah. Were you teaching in Qingdao? No. Because I was refereeing there. Right. Okay. Yeah. Then he promoted me there. I went back to my own gym. Yeah. And I was brown belt till April this year. Oh, wow. And then you got your black belt in were you visiting Japan? No, I was working in Japan. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So I was teaching at a gym called Yawara. It's under Ryozo Murata Ryozo. It's in Harajuku. I was teaching there for a year. Then when my contract ended, Ishikawa-san actually posted on his social media that they're opening a gym in Bangkok. Yeah. And I jumped on and just texted him, oh, you know what? My contract is ending. I'm very interested to work under Carpe Diem. It is one of the biggest affiliations. Yeah, exactly. Asia. Yeah. So then we set up a meeting, we discussed, and here we are today. Yeah. So you didn't want to like renew the contract with the other gym? Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, it wasn't like the gym was bad per se.
Yeah.
But I think like views and direction of where I see jiu-jitsu going and they see jiu-jitsu going was completely different.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So then it was just like, okay, since it's not really working out, we were just it's just best that we stop it here 1 year. It's fine. I did my obligation and then we just part ways.
Yeah. How did like when you moved to Japan, the Yawara gym, like for example, what was the process of you moving from Kuching to like Japan basically? Isn't it like hard to like get employment if you're a foreigner in Japan?
Yeah. So they had to hire a lawyer. Yeah. So they actually had to hire a lawyer to gather all my documents.
Yeah.
So the first question I asked was like, how long have you been teaching jiu-jitsu? So I was like, I've been teaching, back then it was already like 5 years. And they were like, oh, do you have photos of you teaching jiu-jitsu?
Yes, you need actual proof, right?
Yeah, like, yeah, I do. Like, so I send them photos and then I send them certificates like my brown belt certificate, my referee certificates, everything. So after that, they would send it to an immigration office in Japan.
Yeah.
Right. So I have to I had to mail. I couldn't mail scanned copies. I needed
hard copies.
So I mailed everything to them. They processed it, and then they will issue. If you pass, they'll issue you a certificate of eligibility. So then they'll send everything back to you in mail, and then I had to go to the embassy in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
To set up an interview and get my visa. And then after that, like that was a whole 3 months process.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And after that, you have to book your flights and everything to go to Japan.
Yeah.
So the funniest thing about me going to Japan was I was supposed to go in 2021.
Yeah.
Where COVID restrictions lifted.
Yeah.
It was funny because like they lifted for a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, okay, we're open. We can go to Japan now. Then Japan's COVID
It just spiked and then they locked down
like,
again.
1 week later, all right, we're closing down. I'm like, oh okay.
Yeah.
So then I was supposed to go in 2021. I ended up going 2022 in April. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you find living in Japan compared to like living in Malaysia?
It was a very strict place.
Yeah.
Like everything is like governed by rules and people obey them. It's not like like Southeast Asia. Like we have rules.
But they're kind of like loose rules.
Yeah, it's
right?
very loose.
Yeah.
Like as long as you don't like do something major, it's fine. But in Japan, culture-wise, it's very strict.
Yeah. And then people follow it really strictly as well.
So it's the same example as like if you drop something in Japan, no one's gonna touch it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there for as long as it's gonna be there. You know?
Yeah.
If you drop something in Southeast Asia, it's like, oh yeah, nope, you're not seeing it there 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
It's either like someone took it, someone placed it somewhere, but in Japan, it's like no one touches it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. So the gym was in Harajuku or was it Shinjuku? Harajuku. So that's in Tokyo as well.
Yeah.
Man, how does it feel living in Tokyo compared to? I mean, Tokyo's like, super condensed, right?
It's busy.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just busy in the morning. Or it's like it's always busy.
Yeah.
Like it like in Malaysia, like you get busy, but busy is maybe lunchtime.
Yeah.
Like evening dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Tokyo, it's always busy.
Yeah.
It's every time it's just busy, and people moving up and down. Yeah.
How did you find like commuting and stuff like that? Taking trains everywhere. I just find it stressful having to like jump off different trains here and there just to get anywhere.
I actually find it pretty easy. It's easier compared to most countries because it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that the trains are always on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to get on a train that says like, I'm leaving. The train says leaving at 2:30. Comes at 2:40. And then we're like, I don't know what's going on here. But in Japan, it's like if they're late, they'll actually tell you it's late. And like you can actually go to the website and get a letter to say that, okay, this train got delayed. I'm late for work because of this.
Yeah.
And it's great, So in Japan, you don't really have to worry about being late unless you are the problem.
Yeah.
You know, public transport would never really be a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So you go from Yawara to Carpe Diem, and then how long's the training period over at Aoyama? You went to train like under like Mishka, the Aoyama HQ gym, right?
Yep. I was there for about 2 months.
2 months, and then you're just like learning how to teach, learning their methodology of coaching, basically.
Yeah. So basically, because every gym and every gym has a different vibe, has a different culture. So basically, it's more of like trying to get what Carpe Diem is about, what their culture is, and I think that's the most important thing, because like a lot of times I feel like when we start going to a gym, we don't look at jiu-jitsu is jiu-jitsu. We don't look at jiu-jitsu first. We look at people. We look at environment. So I think that's what most Carpe Diem is actually very like successful at. It's like every gym has its distinct culture where it's people first. The people always come first.
Right. Which that's the biggest difference with Carpe Diem is like in terms of how they're training the coaching staff, they always make sure you understand that it's always about the people first.
Yeah. If you see in the gym that we have in Bangkok, it's like good vibes only, right? So that's what Carpe Diem is trying to project. Good vibes. You know, you have a long day at work, you want to come to jiu-jitsu, you come to relax, you kind of have fun.
Yep.
Not come to get smashed.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a time and place for that.
Yeah.
But it's also like if you create a culture where you can balance out getting smashed and enjoying, that's the best, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I think this is the one thing that it strikes out to me that, oh, they're doing very well in this department because people are strong there. People train hard.
Yeah.
But it's not to the point where people are complaining that, oh, I got injured here, I got injured there, or this training partner tried to kill me. There's none of that.
Yeah.
It's just that, oh, this training was hard because this guy did something technical on me, or this guy did something new on me. Like it's always a very fun endeavor to go and train.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing of doing jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah, 100%. Would you say you learned anything new? Like you've been coaching for years, for multiple years. So it's like your fifth year in, you moved to Tokyo.
Yep.
6 years in, you moved to Carpe Diem. Like in that 6 year period, what you learned compared to what you learned in that 2 month period in Carpe Diem, did you see like any kind of distinct differences apart from putting people first?
In terms of jiu-jitsu technique and jiu-jitsu education, it wasn't very different from what I've known and seen generally, because most gyms around, like people teach in a very similar format.
Yeah.
Right. We don't go far from the mold. So in terms of that, like jiu-jitsu knowledge and stuff like that, yeah, there are new techniques, but like I really want to understand like why is it done in this specific way. So in terms of teaching, it's because the methodology is different. So it didn't really change much.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I like just an example. Like for me, teaching jiu-jitsu, I always emphasize on like, if you want to solve a problem, like if you get armbar, you don't solve the armbar. You solve one step before and one step after, right? If you understand how you got into the armbar and one step before, then you would generally be able to anticipate this from happening. One step after is like, okay, if you escape the armbar, you don't want to get in the armbar again. You want to try and escape this situation. So how do you break the loop? You can't, if you focus on the armbar and I tell you, okay, hitchhiker. We all know the percentage of doing a hitchhiker in real sparring, it's not, against a good guy, it's not very high.
No.
You're going to get armbarred. But if I solve a problem before that, then chances of me escaping is higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, like in that situation, it's like for me, I see teaching differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the difference between a lot of things, like how people present jiu-jitsu is some people show you a technique. most classes, like in general, they show you a technique, but showing and teaching is two different things.
Yeah.
Right. I can show you a technique from YouTube.
Yeah.
And present it in a class setting, and people will get amazed.
Yeah.
But the amount of things I'm gonna skip in details and everything. Like, let's say I watch a video, I get 80%.
Yeah.
I pass it to you, get 60. So on and so forth, right? I try to not just show it. I try to explain every single little detail of why is this done? How is it done? What's the one step before? What's the one step after? So one class, maybe an hour. That's the condensed pack.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to go back home and say like, what did I just learn? You know, like we have that situation where we go into class like, wow, this guy is teaching some weird technique. You do it once or twice.
Yeah.
You clap hands. You go home. What just happened?
Yeah, exactly. I remember like I tend to teach in a 2-week format where I'm teaching the same subject. We'll go into it like very, very like simply for the first week, then the second week. And then the question I dread to ask the most when we gather around for classes after the warm-up sketch is, okay, what did we do last week, guys? Now everyone's just kind of like looking at you blankly. I'm just like, I put so much work into this. Why don't you guys remember? Yeah. At the same time, I mean, like you said, people first. They're there to have a good time as well. So, like you know, it's sometimes you put a lot of work in, you get kind of hung up in like maybe got like information retention. Yep. At the end of the day, as long as they're having a good time,
the way you approach jiu-jitsu and the way you approach like how you want people to learn, it changes how the vibes go.
100%.
So, like if you're a gym where you're like old school gym, right? You come in, you bow, you do a certain set of techniques that you were told to do, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a more old school way of presenting jiu-jitsu. A more modern way, I mean, if you see on Instagram, on YouTube, like a lot of people emphasize now on concepts and theory. This is one aspect where it has been neglected for a long time. You know, we still believe in drillers make killers.
Yeah.
And it's correct to a certain extent. Yeah. I mean, there's a time and place for it, but you can't drill something you don't understand.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
Right?
Because the mechanics, pressure, where to put your body, etc., is like so different.
Yeah.
You can look at something, but at the same time, if you don't understand it, like implementation is completely different, right?
It's like doing a leg drag drill.
Yeah. Oh, like, God, that's a good example.
You can do it like 1,000 times every day for a month. But when it comes to real sparring and you have to do it, it's like, oh, but my knee was up the whole time when I was doing the drill. Now, why can't I pass him? It's like, because you skipped a lot of the details. Yeah. Like it's drills give you movement. They don't give you the fine tuning of what it is.
So in those 2 months that were you there, were you just at Aoyama? Did you go to any other of the other branches? I
visited Hero for their staff training. So Oda was there, Robert Oda.
Oh yeah. I actually competed with him when it was a blue belt. It's like he was just like I remember when he was a blue belt, he came to Bangkok for one of the like Copa de Bangkok competitions. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't I think I was like 31 by then. And he's like a 17, 16-year-old kid or something like that. And he just,
right?
Yeah, exactly. He was mercilessly going around everyone. He was in the featherweight division. He beat everyone in absolute as well. And he was just like, he did it with a smile and he was a great kid, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that guy is scary.
Yeah.
Like seeing him roll is like poetry in motion. And that's what jiu-jitsu is, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone has a different style and it's beautiful in their own way. But when you see someone execute jiu-jitsu to this level, it's actually very cool.
Yeah. I remember watching like sometimes like I'll see what he's doing and stuff like that. And like there was a period when he tried to move to Australia, I think, right? And he was supposed to be teaching at the gym that Taliesin was running. I don't know what happened, but he ended up moving back to Tokyo again.
I think visa's an issue. Yeah.
Oh, does he have Japanese citizenship? He's Brazilian Japanese, right?
He's Brazilian Japanese. I think he's PR.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that Hero gym is beautiful because I remember it used to be somewhere else and then they kind of renovate the whole place and now it just looks incredible.
So I think that's one of the biggest Carpe Diem gyms in Japan.
Yeah.
I think no, not one of it is the biggest one. Yeah, and they have an Iron Man statue like it when you enter the gym.
Oh, really?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like of all the gyms I visited, the only one I visited was the Mita branch.
With Shoya.
Yeah. But at the time, it was a different guy. It's the guy, I can't even remember his name. I think it was Iwasaki who was teaching there at the time. The deep half guard guy. Then he moved to back to Osaka, I think, with his wife. But then he's got a Carpe Diem branch there now. Yeah. It's crazy how many branches they have in Japan now. And
I think it's
26 or something like that,
26,
right?
27.
Yeah. I mean, the aesthetic is beautiful. The theme is very beautiful. Like, what do you think? Like, I've seen a couple of gyms with different associations when they just eventually end up renovating the gym and becoming Carpe Diem. Like, what do you think that is?
I think it all comes down to culture. Like a lot of gyms tend to copy what works, what's successful, right? So let's say most gyms, when they first started out with a different association or affiliation, they tried to bring what the other gym was about into the new gym.
Yeah.
But sometimes things don't really work out because a gym, like the coach is the one that sets the vibes.
Yeah.
It sets the mood and environment for the gym, right?
100%.
So, like, again, when this guy comes in, he's not 100% able to copy the vibe of what it was before.
Yeah.
So people come in expecting the same vibe as the other gym.
Yeah.
But
it's not the same.
Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
You know? And that's when people start like, oh, you know, there's a difference. That's the risk of opening another branch.
Yeah.
People make comparisons.
Yeah.
And when that happens, I guess when the numbers dwindle, probably they'll start looking around, you know, which gym is doing better now?
Yeah.
Which gym is successful? Why is it successful? And because also if we're talking about changing Carpe Diem, because Carpe Diem is already a known brand. Yeah. It's a lot easier, right? Yeah. They just put the name, figure out what the vibe is, and if it matches, it works, and it's there, right?
Because like Ishikawa, he personally goes to visit these gyms, right? Or like, and then he does like he explains like basically what the theme, what the culture, what he wants to actually like. If you're going to be part of our gym, this is what you need to do, basically, right? Yeah, right. That's really interesting. I mean, do you know much about that? Like, how much time did you actually spend with Ishikawa when you were there?
Not much, not much. Yeah, because like basically I'm at the gym a majority of the time. So yeah.
He seems like a really busy guy now with all the branches.
Yeah, he's quite busy.
Yeah. You're in Bangkok now as the head coach of Carpe Diem Bangkok. How have you found it so far? I mean, you've been here 3 weeks? Let's say 3 weeks?
About there.
Yeah, about there. Yeah, thereabouts. Just over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How do you feel like, how do you feel you've assimilated into Bangkok life, the jiu-jitsu culture?
So this is a funny question. Like, I think my parents asked me the same question. Like, how did I find moving to Thailand
after
from Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So weather is an issue.
Weather
is hot. Weather is hot.
You prefer Japanese weather?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I don't mind the heat.
Yeah.
But the heat with humidity is bad.
Malaysia's pretty warm though.
It is.
Yeah.
Imagine living in Japan for an extended period of time.
True, yeah.
Then you have to come back to assimilate to this. It's an issue. But I think the hardest thing to assimilate is traffic.
On the Bangkok traffic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's insane.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like one of the reasons why it's insane for you is because like your area. Yeah. That's like the CBD or the Central Business District area. That one road where like your gym's at. Yeah. It must be packed like after like 4 or 5, right?
Yep. So every time at 4 when I start walking to the gym, it's like, wow, I'm lucky I'm not in traffic today.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. That was like when I first heard about Carpe Diem Bangkok coming, I was like, I wonder where they're going to put the gym. And then when they said it was going to be on that road, I was just like, man, the traffic's going to be really a real challenge.
And that's the trouble I had with trying to shift the time around. Because I know traffic is bad. So let's say if you leave at 5, you're getting out of traffic at 7.
Yeah.
You know? So I needed to push a class later. So I came up with a 7:45 to 8:45 class just because like, if you miss traffic, this is where you can actually come at this time. Because I saw the schedule for even for Arete, you finish at 8:30 and
basically classes generally will start either 6:30 or 7. So it's like a 1 hour class, then it's like an hour rolling afterwards. So generally people get out. I think by the time the last person's out is usually around maybe like 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. depending on which day of the week it is.
Yeah. Like in that area, most people actually appeal to afternoon classes than night classes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So which is I find it weird.
Yeah.
But then once they tell me what the job, it was like, oh, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think because like traffic is bad, that's why night classes tend to suffer a bit. Like if you from point A to point B, sometimes on a map it says 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I call that like real time.
Yeah.
Thailand time is 1 hour.
Yeah, that's true, especially in that area. I mean, even where like our gym is on Tong Lo as well, like you can actually look by the time it's like 5 p.m. when you're looking out the window on the 20th floor, you can just see like the row of cars going all the way up that road. And you can imagine some people drive cars, some people drive bikes, but at the end of the day, the traffic's the traffic, right?
Yep.
Even if you're on the BTS, it's challenging.
I went to Ohana the other day. So I checked on Grab. It says 20 minutes. I was like, okay, 20 minutes. I'm going to estimate maybe I arrive 40 minutes. Now pushing limits. I arrived there 1.5 hours later.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was that bad.
Yeah,
I was stuck at one section for 40 minutes.
Oh, you didn't go, were you on a car or were you on a bike?
I was on a Grab.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was like, you could see the map was red in color. I was like, wow, we're not moving at all. This is bad.
Yeah, you'd be better off taking the BTS if you're gonna like. To be honest, like in terms of going in a car, unless you have a bike, like the cars just don't move. Basically,
it's like lesson learned. I'm not taking a Grab at that time. That's complete suicide.
Yeah, the location of the gym as well. It's now in Chidlom. It used to be in Soy 11, which is kind of like a party street where the Ambassador Hotel was, and then they moved over to Chidlom. It's a nicer building, and the aesthetic of the gym is much better. But I just thought maybe access to Soy 11 would have been a lot easier than maybe where they moved to.
Yep. The only thing about the gym is you need to present ID.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you, when you enter the gym, you have to give the security guard an ID. Then he'll open the gate for you, or he'll give you a visitor pass, and then you go up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It is one of the newer buildings as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand. Yep. Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I was looking around. I was like, "Wow, this place looks too nice for a gym."
Yeah.
Like, where is your gym? So I went to the opposite building and said, "Oh, I want to go here. Jiu-Jitsu." I was like, "Oh, yeah, go there. Talk to the guard." I'm like, "Okay." And the girl was like, "Do you have ID? Do you have your passport with you?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna bring my passport out for no reason."
Because like I remember when I used to work in the corporate life, you had to do that when you're like visiting different offices. You have to like present your ID, driver's license,
or whatever. It's a first.
Yeah, it's a first. Yeah, for sure. Have you visited any other gyms so far?
No, because there's still certain things that we need to fix around the gym.
Yeah.
And it's best that we do that like on my day off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I didn't really have much of a time to do a lot of things
yet
because selling like the gym.
In terms of like your schedule, why is it Thursday that's your day off?
People who like train regularly, they get momentum Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then Thursday, people get lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on Friday, they'll be like, you know what? I want to start training again.
Yeah.
So Thursday is the day that everyone finds an excuse for. Like if you look at the demographic, people will be like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to go hard. Yeah, go. Thursday is like, should I go to the gym today? Maybe I'll go drink with friends, And because I don't want to put it on a weekend because most people train on a weekend. Like families and stuff like that, they want to train on a weekend. So putting everything into considerations like Thursdays, Even when I had my own gym, I was like, yeah, Thursdays is the day that everyone just wants to take a day off and be lazy most of the time.
Yeah. You're actually right. I think that's like 100% accurate. Actually, I'm thinking that as well. Like the kind of traffic we usually get during the week, Thursday seems to be it tends to be hit or miss. Yeah. But yeah, it can be really quiet sometimes. Yeah.
Because everyone is like Monday to Wednesday. Oh, start of the week. Let's go. So full energy Monday. Okay, energy on Tuesday. Wednesday is like, I don't know if I want to be here. Thursday is like, I'm not coming anymore.
Yeah.
So if you actually just close it, they'll be like, okay, I get a day rest. then the excuse for Friday is I took a rest yesterday. I'm gonna come today.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So, do you think you'll be involved more in like competitions in the future, like in Bangkok, like ASJJF wise, or do you think you'd be working with Edison in the future a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still. I mean, the ASJJF is going to Malaysia.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna be a referee. I mean, I like doing referees around the area. I think Tian has a event on AGP.
AFG. Yeah. No, it's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
He has in October. So I also said, I want to try being a referee for the event.
Yeah.
Cause I think it's a good way to give back, you know, like
and get to know everyone as well.
Yeah, because I think like a lot of people would say that they want to do something for the community. They want to like, I want to build this community. I want to try and make the community better. But, you know, sitting in your own gym and saying that it's not really doing anything.
No, not really. You actually do need to go out and visit people. Yeah.
Whether you be a referee for an event, whether you be staff for an event, whether you try to organize an event, you know, these things give back. Whether it's big or small, we're not going to talk about that. But giving back to the community and growing jiu-jitsu is really getting out of your own gym and doing something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who would say, I'm doing this for the community. What are you doing for the community? What are you actually doing?
Yeah.
Coaching your students and earning money by yourself. It's great.
Yeah.
It's your livelihood. But it's not really giving back, you know. It's not.
So I wanted to ask as well, like how did you get connected with Kisetsu?
We met at an event. It was a competition.
Yeah.
So back then, gis were super pricey.
Yeah.
I mean, they still are now.
Yeah, they still are.
Yeah. I always say this: jiu-jitsu is an expensive sport.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, like just starting out is just money. Back then, there was aesthetic, tatami. I didn't like tatami because most of my tatami's gi shrank very badly.
Yeah, I don't like the collars that much. I find them too like
it's too stiff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I've tried a ton of other brands. Like my brother used to like Scramble, but Scramble's gis deteriorate very fast.
Right.
And so didn't want that. I tried Aesthetic. Aesthetic was a hit or miss. I had 3 of them. One of them was great. 2 of them didn't really last. I think it was also because it was the starting of their brand. So nothing against them. It's just like the way, as a consumer, that's the way we see things, right? And when I tried Kisetsu, the fit was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like some gis, you know, you buy A1, like why is the sleeve so long? Why are the pants so baggy?
Yeah.
So it gave the fit I wanted. It suited me. And designs were simple. You know, I like colorful gis, but colorful and simple.
Yeah.
So most of my gis are like simple. It's not like you see the Shoyo gi that has like super big patches.
All the patches. No, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, there's a market for people, but not me. So yeah, Kisetsu. I first saw that product in a competition. It was Copa de Malaysia, and I felt like, wow, you know, it's a Malaysian brand. You know, Kez has done wonders with the brand.
Yeah,
it's great. Good sizing, good choices, good quality. Prices doesn't break the bank.
No.
You know, that's what you look for as someone doing jiu-jitsu, right? And yeah, so then we connected. I got more stuff from them, and we sort of hit it off, and this is where we are.
Yeah. I met him when he. Yeah, funny story. He was supposed to come down to Flow to come and train and basically Poppy wanted to introduce me because he supplies their gis there basically at the shop. And apparently he was stuck in traffic from KL, and he got in literally 10 hours later after the promotions were done.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for the guy, but I spent the day just going around certain venues around Penang for like possible future competitions, and I got to know the guy. Yeah, he's definitely interesting, and he's a really nice guy as well. So
yeah, the amount of like time he puts into researching on his stuff, is insane.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I believe this, right? Like as a brand owner in any sense, it's like you would generally design stuff that you would want to wear and you'll be proud of. And that's the thing that I think is great, because he actually asked for feedback. How do you think this is? How do you think that is? And you might not get that from a bigger brand, because a bigger brand is all about, oh, we have a sales team, they're going to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. They send you a quotation. Is this nice? You like it? Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have that connection in saying that, okay, maybe there's certain things I like and don't like, But as gym owners, or like, if you're going to make a large amount of gis, you want that attention.
Yeah.
You don't want to like get a bunch of gis from somewhere and you find out that, wow, this is not the red I wanted.
Yeah.
Or this string is not the one I wanted.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to send all that gi back for no reason?
Especially when it comes to shipping in Southeast Asia. Yeah.
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 And for something, for like Setsu, it's close.
Yeah.
It's close. It's in Southeast Asia already, It's a brand that people can relate to, and the founder actually communicates with you with your needs and wants. I think that's the part where he's very successful at.
Yeah. Makes him quite distinct, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you don't want this, you don't want this type of drawstring. Yeah, you can discuss with him and see how things work out and make adjustments to whatever you want, right? I mean, that's what most gyms want, customization.
100%. Yeah. I've got a couple more questions at the end, but I wanted to do basically Taka's, our producer, has suggested we do like a rapid fire quiz basically. You don't need to give a big answer. You can give one answer questions, or you can give your reasoning for it behind as well.
Okay.
Right. It's only a few questions, and we'll see where it goes. All right. You down for that?
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. Texting or talking?
Talking.
All right. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Gi or no gi?
Gi.
New wave or B team?
B team.
Oh, really? Interesting. Why?
New wave, it's very... it's not fun. It's not fun.
Yeah, they're serious. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So like, Jiu-Jitsu should be presented in a way where I don't care how you do it, as long as it's not offensive.
Yeah.
But if it's fun, you get people to join.
Yeah.
How many people know who Craig Jones is compared to how many people know who Gordon Ryan is?
That's true.
Like, if you're in the Jiu-Jitsu scene, you know Gordon Ryan.
Okay.
There's people who are not from the Jiu-Jitsu scene who know Craig Jones.
Yeah.
Not Gordon Ryan.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. Next question, Danaher or Lachlan?
Lachlan.
Oh, interesting.
The reasoning behind that is because, in my opinion, Danaher talks too much.
He's too verbose.
It's too... like, a DVD is 1 hour. But if you condense everything that you wanted to learn, it's 20 minutes.
But he makes it an hour, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like 8 volumes. Volume 1. Okay. Like, have you heard that? I don't know if you know, but some people actually watch it on fast forward.
Oh, like 1.5 speed and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
You hear, oh, this is what I want? Okay, I'm going to stop. Okay, this is where I want to go. I mean, I think like if you watch his videos, you do the same.
Yeah.
Like YouTube video, okay, it's 20 minutes. I'm just going to scroll the way I want to go and we'll go from there.
Okay. That's a good reasoning, actually. Okay, fair enough. Next question, favorite submission?
Cross collar choke.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say wrist lock.
That's the thing though. Like I prefer doing chokes more than joint locks when I started jiu-jitsu. So I actually clicked a lot with cross collar chokes because it was the one thing that I could count on like my whole career.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yep. Okay, do you have a nickname your parents used to call you?
Nah.
No. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. So competition walkout or hype up song?
I would say Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Day class or night class? Let's say for you personally.
For me personally, day class.
Day class. I'm pretty much the same, yeah. If you had a choice, place you want to train the most?
LJ.
LJ?
I think that's the answer most people would give, though.
I would agree with you on that one. In terms of like having fun, some people say B team if you're a no-gi guy as well. Yep. But in terms of AOJ, I think from a coaching perspective, I'd love to spend like a month there and just see how they run things. Yeah, that's it for me. Yeah,
I think like for me, AOJ in a sense that, like I said, jiu-jitsu is second.
Yeah,
but it's more of the management system. Yeah, like how do they run? Yeah, every day to day. Yeah, because I think people run gyms, we have that issue. Like what are they doing that it's so different?
That makes it so incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. And the results they have as well. Yeah. Because I see like there's 6:30 classes in the morning. Yeah. 100 people. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Like we can barely 30.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
It's like breaking 30 on a 6 a.m. class. Like, wow, you must be doing something really right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Favorite food?
Sarawak laksa.
Sarawak laksa. What's that?
It's a variation of laksa that it's only found in like my hometown.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to Google that later.
Yeah, you're gonna have to try it, man.
Okay. Favorite brand outside of Kisetsu?
Favorite brand outside of Kisetsu? Hyperfly.
Hyperfly. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's a good answer. Yeah, yeah.
Hyperfly, because most of their stuff is consistent.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. There are the brands that I've tried. It's still a bit hit or miss.
Yeah, they'll have seasons where they really, really like hit with you, and then there'll be like other gi editions that come out that just like don't. Yeah.
And some of them sizings are pretty off. Yeah. Hyperfly sizing is pretty consistent.
Yeah. They seem really popular in Japan as well, and I think it's because of the consistency as well.
Yeah. In Southeast Asia, one of the reasons it's not popular is because it's expensive.
Right. Okay. You know, but Japanese people, they tend to like really appreciate like consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even Isami is not bad. Yeah. It's a cheaper variation. I only found this out, like, you know, this is a funny thing in Asia, in Southeast Asia, we always think Isami is like the brand. Yeah. You know, everyone goes to Isami, Japan to buy belts. Yeah. No, the belts are premium. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. The gis is like, when you ask people in Japan, oh no, that's just a basic gi. I'm like, really? Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah. It's a little bit strange like that. Yeah, that's what I found as well. In Japan, like Isami's not regarded as a high class. It's not like a shoyoro of Japan, you know, it's not that. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. But I know the belts are premium. Mm-hmm. Like almost everyone who gets a black belt wants an Isami black belt. Right now you're in Bangkok. What are your future plans long term? I think the first step is like getting the numbers up for Carpe Diem Bangkok, right? But the long term goal that I always had is like, I want to I want to have a bunch of students that in end of the day, I am not an instructor. Mm-hmm. So I see jiu-jitsu in a way is that I'm going to teach you whatever I know to a point where you reteach me everything I've taught you. Mm-hmm. So I want a group of people like that, right? Because if I show you a cross-collar choke today, it's how I do it. Yeah. It's suited for my body, my size, my power. But I tell you the details, and maybe you found a way that makes it better and more efficient. Mm-hmm. And I want you to be able to teach it back to me so I can adjust mine. Because techniques are ever evolving. Yeah. There's no perfect technique. The only way you get better is if you have a bunch of people doing the same thing and able to break down whatever you want, and then we improve on it. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to have a group of people, like-minded people, whether it's students, training partners, whatever, just people enjoying jiu-jitsu in this context. That's the long-term goal. In terms of you make it kind of cyclical in terms of development, where we're all developing each other, basically. Yep. Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty profound, yeah. And yeah, just my last question for you today is, who would you like to thank? Well, of course, Carpe Diem, right? Yeah, of course. It is what brought me here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, people to thank, apart from parents, jiu-jitsu scene, Professor Edison, like without him, I really wouldn't be here. Yeah. Yeah. He kind of connected things quite a lot for you, right? Khine Hashimoto, jiu-jitsu priest. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's helped me quite a bit. Oh, has he? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So he's the one that helped me make certain connections to get to where I am. Also, Yusuke Tabata. Yeah. I think you know of him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They helped me a lot. Like when I was in Japan, Yuji Goto from Ishin Jiu-Jitsu.
I know Yuji. Yeah, I used to train there.
Yeah. Great guy.
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
Awesome dude.
Yeah. Chilled as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty rare for Japanese people, right?
Yeah. It's hard to find. And I think also Kisetsu, of course, because their gear has been great, man. Like a lot of like the equipment has helped me like train and stuff. On the training side, of course, it's like my old training partners like Studio 23, Ivan Evatovics. He's actually gonna do a retreat here.
Oh, really?
Rayong.
Okay.
Yeah, with his daughter. Yeah, so.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
So he's coming here with a daughter. Yeah. Great guy.
Yeah.
Great training partner.
That location is supposed to be really good, and they have surfing there as well.
Yeah,
and one of my partners, Jihan's, is actually like friends with him.
Jihan, yeah. I've competed with Jihan before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, in
Jihan's big, bro.
in KK.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like I think I burned my fingers trying to. I think I was playing guard against him.
Yeah.
And when I got a cross collar at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, my fingers are gone.
Yeah.
I can't finish this. I was like, that was like I didn't want to do that anymore.
Shout out to Jihan.
Yeah, shout out to Jihan. Yeah, but training. Yeah, my brother. Without him, no jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, one of my longtime students, like during COVID, helped me out a lot. Yeah. Also, actually, there was a gym that actually helped me a lot when I was transitioning from Japan, from switching gyms in Japan, from the old gym Yawara to Carpe Diem, was AOS. I don't know if you heard them.
Art of Submission.
Art of Submission. Yeah, with Fitri, Nathaniel. Yeah. So that gym helped me out a lot.
Oh, really?
Transitioning. Yeah. Because when I transitioned, I wasn't teaching a lot already.
Yeah.
So because I was put more on the back of just assisting, but they gave me an opportunity to teach and like with their adults class and kids classes. And yeah, I mean, it helped me get back on track when I get back to Aoyama, I was like, oh, okay, I haven't taught for a very long time.
Yeah. So you felt a little bit more prepared, like coming. Yeah. It can be quite intimidating, especially if you're going to like a brand like Carpe Diem.
Yeah. Like you have that pressure, like, oh man, I don't want to fuck this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but it's true. Like, you know, the brand brings a certain expectation of you.
Absolutely.
And you want to live up to that expectation. So certain things, like maybe they don't give you so much pressure. You give yourself so much pressure.
Yeah, it's true. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah, thank you very much. That was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.